Hello, true believers. This is Brendan, aka Cliff Jumper, and we are back with another do-it-yourself-at-home project on our Mk4 Jetta. Now, a little while ago, we replaced the headlights with these really cheap ones that we found in the junkyard. Well, yes. So they were off of a wreck, 20 bucks, and they're clear, at least. They're dirty right now because I've been driving it, but they're in way better shape than the ones that had previously been on here. And actually, now that I'm looking up close, it looks like they need some love. So I'm going to give them a little bit of love, but at least they are optically clear, which is way better than the other ones that were completely clouded over. And I figure for 20 bucks, way better shape than the ones that I had, and I don't have to spend an hour polishing them out and re-clear coating them. But they do have a mild tint to them. So we're gonna do a little bit of enhancement to them just to increase our ability to see at night, and that is going to involve these LED bulbs that we're gonna stick in place of them. Now, these have an E-code pattern, so they do have the nice flat beam pattern to them compared to the DOT spec things. And they do have the DOT label on them, which, you know, that's debatable whether it's legit or not, because it shouldn't have a DOT stamp if they actually have an E-code beam pattern. They do have an E-code beam pattern. But because they have the E-code beam pattern, I should be able to put these in without glaring oncoming traffic and causing a dangerous situation. So we're gonna go ahead and upgrade the halogen light bulbs that are in there with these E-codes and see what happens and see if we are better able to see at night. And there you go. So it should be fairly straightforward, theoretically. But this is a Volkswagen we're working with, so everything's gonna be way more complicated. One of the ways that I can tell it's gonna be complicated is in order to remove this bulb and replace it, we've gotta get into this itty bitty little space in between the battery and the headlight. So either we need to remove the bumper in order to remove this headlight in order to replace this bulb, which seems to be horrific, or I might be able to remove this battery cover and have enough room to get in there if the battery cover is not in the way. So we're gonna try that first and see if that gets us what we need to get. On this side, it's not a big deal. We got plenty of room to get into here, remove the cover, and replace the bulb. So we'll do the easy one first, and then we'll deal with this one and see what happens. On this side, theoretically, it should just be the two levers. Slide that lever back, another lever over here, and the cap pops off. We should have direct access to the bulb, and it looks like it wasn't very secure to begin with, so that's not good. All right, quality. Hooray. Let's go ahead and resolve this. So it looks like the retaining ring is not retaining. That is super helpful. That's an interesting development in this. Now, how this works is you take off the retaining ring and you mount the retaining ring, and then you slide the bulb in, and hopefully there's enough room in the cap to mount it back there. That's also gonna be a matter of debate. So if I compare the mounting surface, yeah, actually that should work okay. Certainly seeing the perils of a junkyard build here. Well, it looks like, if anything, the cap is going to hold it all in place, but let's see what happens with this. Okay, that's kind of there. This is so janky. All right. Not the fault of the light bulb itself, for sure, but definitely this. Oh, now I'm noticing that this doesn't even have the same connector. This is for like a H4 connector. H4 bulb, 9007 bulb. So this isn't going to work at all. But right. Let's put a pause on this.
20 minutes later.
So what happens, I just happen to have a set of these H4 LEDs kicking around that I bought for another project and ended up not using them. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this instead. And with this clip being broken here, not fastened to the back of the headlight, and I'm looking, it's all deformed, and yeah, great, probably, you know, cheaply made junk. So I'm not going to worry about that, but I have found that this will fit in nicely into the place where it needs to be. And I think the cap is just going to hold this in place. I will go ahead and attempt to put the retaining ring in place just for the sake of having it there, but I don't think it's actually going to do very much. This is just going to stay there. The cap will hold it, and we should be good. And well, it's in, so I guess let's take a peek and see, you know, what the beam pattern looks like and the brightness. We'll do that tonight. In the meantime, let's see if we can deal with this side and remove this and actually gain access. Maybe this one's not broken. Who knows? So we'll check for function first. Just turn on the car, turn on the lights. Okay, we've got low beam and low beam. Now let's check for high beams. All right, we have function. And I gotta wait for it to be dark, so another couple hours, and then we'll see what the beam pattern looks like on these and if it's passable.
2 hours later.
Well, we definitely have a lot more light than we had before with the incandescents. If I flick on the high beams, it's definitely center of the road, so that's a workable focus. The low beams are fairly wide, so yeah, I'm not displeased with this arrangement. This'll do. So it is a well-known fact that LED bulbs are brighter in general than the incandescents they replaced. It's also a well-known fact that because they don't give 360 degrees, like an incandescent bulb, there are often dark spots and unlit areas, and that is true with these. But even with the dark spots and unlit areas, they're still way better than the incandescent bulbs that I had in these. So I'm going to call it mischief managed, job well done, and I can work with that. So anyway, that's that. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.
And on that terrible disappointment, it's time to say goodbye. We'll be back.